Hi, I'm Sprychan. If you don't know me, then I don't know how you found this video. What I want to do is rank every single tribe in Puni. The reason I want to do this is because I did the same thing with Sultimates and Skills, and it got a lot of views, for me at least. So, obviously I want to do that again. Now, the problem with Puni is that there are a lot of really good units in some tribes, but there are also some really terrible units in the same tribe. So when I'm ranking tribes, I'm going to be ranking the team based on the best possible team that they can make. This is not going to be ranking which tribe is overall the best, because nobody cares. No one cares how many good units Brave has or how many bad units Mysterious has. No one cares. Everybody wants to know what the best possible team each tribe can make. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So, there are 11 tribes in the game. However, if we're going to be real, there's only 9. First up, we have the Lamau tier. This is where the Wandroid and Wicked tribe go. However, Wandroid doesn't exist on this tier list. By the way, this tier list is made by somebody, I don't know. I looked up tribes tier list, and this is what popped up. Let me see if I can find who made it. Probably Nintendo DS Lite 2. Maybe. I don't know. But thank you to whoever made this tier list, because I am not smart enough to do this myself. So, Wandroid is by far the worst tribe in the game because it has like 3 units. Wicked is also a terrible tribe because they kind of stopped making Wicked units at double Z rank, I think. I don't care, because I'm pretty sure they can't have unity at all, which is why they are the absolute worst tribes in the game. But they're not real tribes, so we don't care. So for complete real last place, we have the Erie tribe. This order in the bottom is not how I'm ranking them. This is just how it came prepackaged. So the Erie tribe is probably one of my favorite tribes, and so, it makes me sad to have to put it in last place, but I do. So how am I ranking these tribes? What I'm looking for when ranking these tribes is how much damage they can do in as little Sultimates as possible, how many stats they have, so having more unity bonuses will buff a tribe up way more, and how quickly they can get into fever time so they can start unleashing Sultimates. And Erie sadly lacks in the stats department. So let's take a look at the best team. So the mainstays, you have 3 mainstays for Erie. You have Saku-chan, who is a Limit Break Tenable, Drop Big, All Popper Fever Extender. You have Swimsuit Marine, who is a UZ Limit Break 3able, unless you were on crack and spent a lot of Y points on the crank. Most people only have her Limit Break 3. But she is a UZ Pre-Fill After-Fill Extreme Popper. So it's very easy to get her G Ultimate off, so you can get high combos. And having Afterfill lets her get more Saku-chan's ultimates, because Extreme Poppers plus Drop Big goes really well together. Then we have Taicho Ray. He is a triple Z rank Limit Break 10able, I'm fairly certain. Mine isn't Limit Break 10 because I just forgot to grind a day, I guess. But he is a triple Z rank Limit Break 10able, Fast Fever plus Unity bonus. Limit Break 10able triple Z rank, or even double Z rank Unity bonuses, are very good for a team, because that just means more stats. Then for the 4th slot, I would recommend either Ava Unit 13 or Nino from the Quintessential Quintuplets event. They are both Sultimate fillers, aka Chargers. However, I say Ava Unit 13 is slightly better because he was Limit Break 10able and he has Link Big and Pre-fill. However, Nino could be buffed up to a UZ rank with an exploit that was patched in the first 30 minutes of the event, because you should have used that item to make another unit, a much better unit, into the UZ rank. But it was possible, so, if you did it, she's not bad. And this is where Erie struggles. The last slot has a lot of units that you can use, which is too many units. A problem that you'll see many teams have is that, yeah, sure, they have a lot of good options, but their great options aren't so busted that they just carry the team. It's much better for a team to have only a few good units, but those units are like super busted, than to have, for example, 8 really solid good options. You'll see what I mean later. The units I have for the 5th slot that you can use is number 1, Dr. No Gut. He is a score attack boss that you can buy in the score attack shop. Now, the reason that I put him here is because he has the special ability of when you pop a size 6 or larger Puni, when his skill is maxed, you have a 22% chance to heal over 1000 HP. If you were to get lucky, Erie could theoretically be the best team in the game because they could just not die, because No Gut can just constantly heal. However, that's very unrealistic, so I just wanted to throw him in there. Next up, we have Chimera Watch, who is a Limit Break Tenable Fast Fever, and that's really all that he has going for him. I'm pretty sure he also has Redrop and is an All Popper Fever extender. However, they already have Saku-chan, who is a Limit Break Tenable All Popper Fever extender, but she has Drop Big, so she's more chainable, so she's just better. And then we have Attack Titan Aaron. The only reason he's here is because he is the highest rank Unity bonus that is not Taicho Rei. I'm serious. They have 2 Unity bonuses that are runnable. Yeah, you can also run whatever this Arachnus is called. I forgot to put him on my notes, but he's a revive, so you can do that. But yeah, Erie is the worst because they lack in stats. The way that Erie could honestly be one of the best tribes in the game if NHN would just grow a pair and give Saku-chan a second skill, that skill being Unity. Oh, why would they give her Unity? She's already super good. They did it with Boso Hinozal. Do it with Saku-chan. They'd be the same unit, just for a different tribe. And they made 3 Tensei Yusens. Why not make 2 Boso Hinozals? Because Erie really needs it in order to be competitive. Based off of my experience with Hyaki the Muncher, I don't think that Erie could beat Hyaki the Muncher, even with maxed out characters. I'm dead serious. The Muncher was that brutal. So Erie is definitely not a bad tribe if Saku-chan would just get Unity. However, until that happens, they're definitely the worst real team. So what if we were to, buff them up a little bit? Well, that's where we get 8th place, Mysterious. Mysterious is another one of my favorite tribes, so putting it this low also hurts. So let's take a look at the mainstays. Number 1, Arle. Arle is one of the most busted units this game has ever done, and is banned from score attack sometimes because she can get max damage. It's not realistic to get max damage in a normal fight, but theoretically, if you don't get countered at all, ever, you could do it. But she still has Unity and still has one of the best ultimate types in the game, so she's on the team. Then we have Kirachara, who is a Limit Break Tenable, double Z rank Unity plus Guard. He also heals on his ultimate, so you might be able to get 1 extra ultimate off if your HP stacks up right. Maybe. Next up, we have Golden General Suzaku. He is a triple Z rank, maybe Limit Break 7able. I don't know. I don't know how old Limit Breaks work. But it doesn't matter, because he is a Fast Fever Extreme Popper. He also has a second skill. So, Golden General Suzaku is one of those weird units where if you do something, you get a second skill. His second skill being Fever Fill, which is perfect for having Fast Fever. I don't know what it is, but he's still good. So he's obviously on the team. Next up, we have Tensei Yusen, the character I mentioned earlier. He's a Limit Break 7able, All Popper Fever extender with Link Big and Redrop. If you notice that the other 3 characters aren't very chainable, that's because they don't need to be, because Tensei Yusen is a powerhouse. And then for the last slot, you have many options. You have Bunny Eat, who is a Limit Break Tenable, Fast Fever Fever Fill, All Popper Fever extender. You're mainly running her for the Fast Fever. The only reason I say she's not a mainstay is because her Puni is very similar to Kirachara's, so your eyes might hurt a little bit doing that. Next up, you have Yusen. He's a double Z rank Unity bonus. more unity is more stats, even at double Z rank. Because, in all honesty, sometimes double Z ranks with unity can give you more stats than triple or even UZ ranks. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about UZ ranks, but triple Z ranks, it can happen. Next up is Komokuten Ren. He's a revive character, but he can also heal. So you can get more HP, potentially. Next, and then finally, we have Ichiki. She's from the Quintessential Quintuplets event, and is an EX popper with pre-fill, who you could also promote to UZ in case you, I don't know, hate Brave, because Itsuki is way better. But you can bring her. So yeah, Mysterious is just straight up better than Eerie, because they have more stats, and that's really it. Their main weakness is they don't have any good UZ ranks, so their stats are a little lacking, especially when compared to the next tribe, Shady. Shady is probably where I'm going to get jumped in the comments, I'm going to be honest. So let's take a look at Shady. So, their number one best character ever, Boso Hinozal. He is a Limit Break Tenable, Triple Z rank, All Popper Fever Extender with Drop Big and Unity. And he's very strong. Next up is Galapion, who is a Limit Break Tenable, Double Z rank, Unity plus Revive character. Not much to say there. He's stats and a revive in one character. That's pretty cool. He's also a charger, so that's very nice. Next up we have Edival, who is a Double Z rank, Unity plus Guard character. I have no idea how many limit breaks he could get, but Unity plus Guard is nice. Next up is the Extreme Popper, who you have the choice of between Lolita Peko, who is a Drop Big plus Funny Nyombo Start Big EX Popper, or the Pre-Fill After Fill EX Popper Toru. You pick either one of them, don't have both, because I mean, you could have both in case you wanted like a super chainable Hinozals, where you use Peko, use Hinozal, then use Toru, use Hinozal, use Peko, use Hinozal, and just keep going like that. You could do that. Or you could run one of these last characters, such as Jikuten Kegare, who is a drop big charger, so it goes well with extreme poppers. Black Dragon, who is a double Z rank Unity, that's it, that's all he does. Or their one good Fast Fever, who is Yoma Vampire Zazzle, a double Z rank Fast Fever who heals on his ultimate. Yeah, Shady has a lot of stats, however, they don't have any Fast Fevers that are good. They have one, they have Vampire Zazzle, who, yeah, sure, he seems decent, I don't know, he's old, but he's still a double Z rank. That's the main problem with Shady. They just don't have a good Fast Fever. Every time they get a Fast Fever, it's a double Z rank, which is fine for the Unity bonuses, but not for a character that doesn't have Unity. It'd be much better if it was a triple Z rank, because then you'd have more stats, which would get buffed up by more Unity, which would make Shady one of the bulkiest teams in the game. That's kind of why I put them in 7th place, because yeah, sure, they do have really high stats, but you're probably going to take 2 to 3 hits before you get into Fever, so their high stats aren't as important. That's why I value Fast Fever on top of high stats, so that way you can get into Fever time, so your really high HP isn't taken away by basic attacks before you're even spamming ultimates. So what if we were to have a lot of Fast Fevers and a lot of Unities? Well, that's where number 6, Tough, comes in. So best team, Kamen Rider Triple OPC. I have this guy, but I don't have his second skill, and therefore he's mid. He's a Unity bonus. That's it. That's all he's good for. Next up, we have Puppet Gunshin, who is another Unity bonus, Triple Z rank. So already they have really high stats, because Triple Z ranks have very big Unity buffs. Pretty sure you could also get Puppet Gunshin some good limit breaks. I don't remember how many, but you could. Next up, we have Tamanten Ren, who is a Fast Fever EX Popper UZ. He also has Fever Fill, so it's easier to get his ultimate up compared to Gunshin. And funny enough, Gunshin was demoted because of this guy. Because Ren just does more damage. Yeah, sure, Gunshin has funny, super easy Link plus Fast Fever, but Tuff's All Popper Fever Extender, being Idle Corone, also has Fast Fever. So you're already good on Fast Fevers. You don't need the funny Gunshin. You can run the funny Gunshin as your 5th option, or you can run Kuma Wayne, also known as Bear but a knight. He's a double Z rank unity. Also run Corone in either a swimsuit or pajamas. Depends on if you want her to be a Link Big All Pop Inflate 4 or a Link Big Charger. Because the rest of the team is not very chargeable, not very chainable. Or, in case you need a revive, you can run the double Z rank Flame Dragon. Their best revive is a double Z rank. That is Tuff's main problem. Their chain ability and the lack of a revive. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure if they really need a revive because they have a lot of stats. You can have 3 unities, 2 of which being double Z ranks. Corone being a Limit Break tenable All Popper Fever Extender. Yeah, pretty good. However, I think that Slippery is tough but slightly better. So let's take a look at their best team. First up, we have Black Santa U, who is a Limit Break tenable Unity bonus. That's really all she's on the team for. Next up, we have the Nyanbo exclusive Kinjutsu Awoken Shu. He's also a Unity bonus. So off the bat, you already have Unity bonuses. And if you want to have a double Z rank Unity bonus, you can have Twin God Dragon Ryu. He is a double Z rank Unity All Popper Fever Extender. So, if in case you want Unities, you have the same amount of as Tuff. However, their All Popper Fever Extender will deal slightly more damage because they have Zochten Kegare. I think that's how you say the name. I don't know. I always call him Kegare Zochten because it just sounds easier. But he is a UZ Fast Fever plus Fever Fill All Popper Fever Extender. Now, I tested on my own time. I have Happy Wedding Itsuki, and I have Normal Wedding Itsuki at Limit Break 10, with Happy Wedding at Limit Break plus 3. I compared their damage at level 50, Ultimate 7, as high Limit Breaks as I could get them, and I compared their damage to each other, and Happy Wedding Itsuki beat out Normal Wedding Itsuki by 200,000 damage when I used attack boosters. So, UZs deal slightly more damage than even max Limit Break. And for their EX Popper, you have Jikokuten Ren. He is an Easy Link Big EX Popper. So he's very good. Now, in case you don't want to run a double Z rank Unity, you can run McCracken, who is a Gunshin but a double Z rank for Slippery. You could also run one of the various forms of U. First up, you have Fukuryu, who is an All Popper Fever Extender with Fast Fever, and I'm pretty sure Fever Fill. I don't know. Having 2 U's on the team is very, very difficult, so I wouldn't recommend running any of these ones, but in case you have really good eyes, I guess, you can run them. Next up is Bridal U, who is an Extreme Pomper with Funny Nyanbo Start Big. It's really all you're going to bring her for, Funny Nyanbo Start Big. Next up is Fighter U, who is an All-Pop Inflate 4 with Afterfill and Link Big. So she's very chainable. And then you have Full Bloom U, who is a UZ Revive character. That's all you're going to bring her for, because she's also one of those dumb all-popper, all-attackers. So, yeah, her damage is very much so neutered. So yeah, Slippery is basically just tough, but slightly better. And Enma is basically Slippery, but slightly better. Now, the Enma tribe has the main problem of all of their good units are behind a paywall. So first up, we have Gao Kyra. He's a triple Z rank Nyanbo exclusive, All Popper Fever Extender with Unity plus Fast Fever. The Fast Fever part's not really that important, as you'll see in a little bit, but the Unity is very much so important. The fact that their other Unity bonus that's triple Z rank is also a Nyanbo exclusive doesn't help. This is God of Armor Fudoma. He has pre-fill. I don't know what his ultimate is, but he has Unity, so that's really all he's here for. Next up is your basically cheat code to get into Fever time. You can either run Goku Enma, who has the Fever pre-fill, or you can run Festival Boso Enma, or just normal Boso Enma, whichever one you have. They stun the enemy for 10 seconds at the start of the fight, so you just won't get attacked. I'd recommend running the Triple Z rank one because he was Limit Break tenable. So, yeah, more stats. Next up is Jane. She is a UZ pre-fill EX popper with redrop. So your EX popper needs are taken care of. And then finally we have Hyaki Oni King Enma. He is the reason that I didn't make this video earlier because he actually buffed up the Enma tribe a pretty good amount in my opinion. Like originally Enma was going to be around the 6th and 7th place, but then they got a UZ all popper fever extender Fever Fill Revive character. Oh yeah, that shot them up a lot. Because your other options are not as good as Hyaki Oni King Enma. You have Keno, who is a pre-fill, after-fill, all-popper charger, so you can get ultimates up very easily. Then you have Idol Yasha Enma, who is an all-popper stacker, who has drop big, and something else, I don't know, it's not very good, whatever it is. Then you have Santa Jean, who is an all-pop inflate 4 with Link Big. If you can't tell, I really like that ultimate type with that skill set. And then you have Yoma Chojin Fudoma. The only reason I put him here is because he has drop big and popping big Puni can heal you. So he's it's possibly easy to just constantly heal yourself. So he's on here for funny meme option. But yeah, if you can't tell, I really like being able to get into Fever time without taking very much damage from basic attacks. Because then I can use all of my HP to just spam ultimates so I can actually kill the enemy. Because enemies are starting to get a really high amount of HP. I brought my best team against Hyaki the Muncher, well, best team that I could bring. And they could not beat Hyaki the Muncher because he had 1.2 million HP, did like almost 2,000 damage on his basic attacks, and did 2.2 thousand on counter attacks. I did not have the stats to survive that, nor did I have the damage to kill him. I had to use dang attack booster cheese in order to win, and I still barely won. Yeah, so yeah, these bosses are getting tough. Which, by the way, yeah, I want to bring that up. This is against, like, a fair fight. Just an enemy with really high stats. No weird debuff shenanigans. No all-attacker necessities shenanigans. No series nerfs. No, nothing like that. It's just a really tough fight with high stats. That's all it is. No fever drain, no ultimate drain, no gimmicks. Basically, Hyaki the Muncher, but we're gonna take away some of his attack and HP because that was a little ridiculous. So for third place, third and second place, I'm very open to suggestions. As far as I'm concerned, you can swap around 4th, 5th, and 6th place with each other and add all you want. Just because they're basically the same tribe as far as I'm concerned. Maybe some of them have different stats that I'm just not thinking of. But yeah. Once we get to third, second, and first. Third and second, I'm very, very open to suggestions on. But first place, you're going to have to put up a really good argument for me to pick something other than what I have for first. So what do I have for third? Well, after sitting here for about 20 minutes and thinking, I decided to go with Charming. Yeah, this is a little concerning for you, isn't it? Probably. Now, Charming is a very, very good tribe. So let's take a look at why they're such a good tribe. Their Fever Extender, you have 2 options as far as I see it. Well, 3 technically, but 2 of them are just better in my opinion. You have Idol Shuka, who is a UZ Limit Break 3 all-popper Fever Extender with Fever Fill and Fast Fever. You also have the option of Oni Hinodolf Shuka, who is a Nyanbo, probably Limit Break 7able, probably. who's basically the same thing, except you lower her rank to triple Z rank and take away her fast fever in exchange for drop big. So she is more chainable, which goes really well with their extreme popper, Natsune. Not. It is not Natsume. It is Natsune. Instead of being fused with Natsuyomi, she's fused with Rine. And she became a limit break tenable, link big plus afterfill, all popper. No, not all popper. Screw that. She became a link big afterfill EX popper. So yeah, if you have Oni Hinadol Shuga, you can just use those two together and get like really big damage. And next up, you have their two busted Unity bonuses. You have Scientist I Haibara or AI Haibara. I don't know which one it is. But she is a Fast Fever plus Unity bonus and triple Z rank, so she has high stats. I think you could get limit breaks for her. I don't know. It was probably only 3. Maybe. I don't know. But next up, you have the Nyanbo exclusive, which is very big sad. Kohaku Idol Elzamekia. She is a UZ pre-fill all popper Soulsmith charger with Unity. And in case you don't know, UZs buff up the amount of Unity bonus that they give with their skill. So yeah, that's a really big punch to the face for Charming that their best Unity is now a Nyanbo exclusive. When looking at these teams, I don't usually care for if the character's a Nyanbo exclusive, but it does suck that Charming is so close to being a basically free, super busted team, but they're up this high because of their Nyanbo exclusive. It's very sad. And then for last place, you have quite a few options. You have Kokibi, who is a double Z rank Unity plus Revive, so you have 3 Unities, one of which being a UZ. That's very, very, very high stats. Then you have Night Nyarther, who is Tensei Yusen for Charming, basically. Yeah, he's very chainable. Then you have Swimsuit Natsune. No, it's Natsume. I always get confused. I hate that they named them like this. She is a UZ stacking all popper with redrop and revive. The only reason I really run her is in case you have more limit breaks for her, and so she gives more stats than Kokibi. That's really the only reason I run her. Although she is the reason that I could beat Hyaki de Muncher without any bonuses. So she has risen up on my tier list for units. You can also run either Swimsuit or Cyber Fubuki. Swimsuit Fubuki is a charger with drop big, so she's very easy to use with Natsune. Or you can run Cyber Fubuki, who is a revive charger UZ. She also has, she only has the revive in case you don't have the golf bonus, which you should have the golf bonus instead of the revive. But I don't, so I'm putting her here anyway. And finally, you have Halloween Kappa-chan. She is a triple Z rank Nyanbo exclusive with the very, very, very amazing start rearranged. Yeah. That's really the only reason I put her on the team. Start rearranged is very good, especially if you have fast fevers and fever fill characters. Or even pre-fill. So yeah. You can put her on the team for that. So what is the problem with Charming? There is no problem. They have high stats. They're basically chainable if you have a good team setup. And they have a good way to get into fever. So why are they only number 3? Well, because the other 2 tribes do one of those 2 things, one of those 3 things maybe, a lot better than Charming does. And now for second place, which you can easily put in third as far as I'm concerned, Brave. So we might as well go ahead and put Heartful as number 1. We'll talk about that. Probably monstrosity of a take. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first up, Brave. Brave's optimal team is much more condensed, usually, I say, as I realize that I have a lot of units for the potential 5th slot. We won't worry about that. So first up is Yomajin Keno. He is a UZ Unity Fever Fill all pop. No, not. I keep saying all popper. He's an extreme popper. Except he has an all attacker, so he's much weaker. But he still has fast fever and is still a Unity. So he gets you high combos, which is much more important for Brave because of one new unit that they have, who is also the reason that Brave is second place on this tier list. Then we have another Unity bonus in Yami Keno. Yeah, Keno is very much carrying the Brave team. He's a triple Z rank limit break 5-able, I think. I don't know. He's not limit break 7-able because Puni was scared. But he's Unity. He also has the all pop rearrange, so that helps you boost chain ability slightly, which is very good for their UZ Fast Fever all popper fever extender, who also has afterfill. This is Happy Wedding Itsuki. She very much so saved the Brave team. And she also goes very well with Hyaki the Muncher. Hyaki the Muncher could potentially outdamage Happy Wedding Itsuki. Maybe. I'm going to be doing a video on that. But why run one when you can just run both? Because they're both fast fevers. And also the Muncher is very much so strong and bulky. So yeah, he's definitely much so going on the team, so you can have two fast fevers. And both of their Puni colors are very much so different. So there's no problem running them both. And Demuncher was limit break 10-able, so you might as well run them anyway. And then for the last slot, you have many options. You can run Earthwalker NOA, who is a double Z rank Unity bonus, who's Nyambo exclusive, who can also stun the enemy if you pop a size 6 or larger Puni. That's probably not very useful, but he can do it. So he's unique in that regard. I say, as we have another unit who can do the same thing, but we won't worry about him. Another option you have is Dragon God Ryuta. He was on the team until I remembered that Keno is an extreme popper with fever fill, so Ryuta's purpose of being a very easy to get up extreme popper is not as important. You can still run him. It's just he's not necessary anymore. Yeah, sure, he does. He'll do more damage than the UZ, but why do you need to run two extreme poppers when you have Hyaki Demuncher who can just carry the damage along with Itsuki? Yeah. Next up is Shinji and Unit 01 Awoken. They are a drop big, link big chainer, so you can chain Itsuki and Hyaki Demuncher's ultimates. Yeah, that's really it. Then you have Oni Hina Kuten. He's a Nyambo triple Z rank fast fever. That's really all. That's the only reason I put him here, is so you can have 3 fast fevers with different colors. And that's about it. Then you have Puni God Nate. In case you don't have one of the other options, you can run him and Dragon God Ryuta, so that way you can do Link Big Extreme Popper Ultimates with Ryuta, and then have Puni God Nate with his drop big stacking all popper do damage. It's probably not the strongest like possible method, but he can do it. So I just wanted to point that out. Then you have Shinji and the Ava-01 Gaius. He's a limit break 7-able, except mine's at 10 of flex casually. But he's an all popper fever extender who can stun the enemy and will deal more damage to the enemy if they are stunned. The only reason he's not on the team is because there's only a chance that he stuns the enemy, and there's no really consistent way to get a size 6 Puni to just stun the enemy. But potentially, theoretically, I'll also... Yeah, that'll be another video I'll do. We'll have a contest to see who does more damage. Shinji with the stunned enemy, Happy Wedding Itsuki, or Hyaki Demuncher. We'll see which one does the most damage. However, just because Shinji might be able to do the most damage doesn't mean he's on the team. So, yeah. You can put him on the team if he's like limit break 10 like he is for me. Although, potentially, Earthwalker NOA might be able to give more stats with the Unity bonus. Maybe. I don't know. But in case he doesn't, you can run Yomi Chojin Nate. Not Yomi. Yoma Chojin Nate. He's an easy link big charger. Yeah, he has easy link and link big. So you can use him to consistently get off Happy Wedding, Itsuki, and Hyaki to Winter's ultimates, so you can basically just nuke the enemy. So what's the problem with Brave? There is no problem with Brave. They're almost perfect. However, yes, I do think Heartful is slightly better than Brave. Let me explain why. Heartful used to be one of the worst tribes in the game, and then they got 5 specific units that made them number 1. Let's talk about what the best option, I guess. We have Santa Natsuyomi. She is a UZ rank who has Unity and Fever Fill, and is an all-popper Fever Extender. So, she is both the nuke and the stats buff for the tribe. She's a perfect unit. Then we have the choice of Puppet Natsuyomi or the currently not released Baby U. She's going to be a Nyanbo exclusive. I'm pulling up the Puni doc right now. But yes, Doll Princess U. She's an extreme popper with pre-fill, and her Puni drop big after using her ultimate. So she's chainable. Basically, she's just Puppet Natsuyomi, but more stats. So yeah, I mean, maybe more stats. She probably does more damage too. It doesn't really matter which one you run. They both accomplish the same thing. They're both a pre-fill EX popper. But in case you want to run one of them, it doesn't really matter which one you run. It's funny that U is Heartful, because even though I already thought Heartful was the best, U still buffed the tribe anyway, so I just think that's funny. Next up, you have another Nyambo exclusive, Orihime Natsuyomi. She's a triple Z rank Unity who is an all-popper Inflate 4, and just like Baby Doll U, after you use her ultimate, her Puni can drop down larger than usual, which is very chainable for her, which is really funny. So, yeah, they can both be very chainable together. And you can also just link a really big Santa Natsuyomi ultimate and be spamming UZ Fever Extender ultimates. And then the two reasons that I think Heartful is the best tribe. The third and final Nyanbo exclusive, Summer Setsuna. She is a Fast Fever UZ Charger who starts the board rearranged. That is the ultimate support unit that you can have that doesn't include Unity. She is basically Goku Enma for Heartful. However, slightly better than Goku Enma, because along with her, you have Noelle. She's a VTuber, and she is a double Z rank Unity plus Fast Fever. So they have good stats, chain ability, and they can get into Fever Time without taking damage. Here is me, my current team, getting into Fever Time within 2 seconds or something. I don't know, I haven't done it yet, but I can do it. And if, you can't get into Fever Time before the enemy hits you, you can just reset because you start rearranged, so you're not looking for great board RNG that you might not potentially have. Once the fight starts, you'll be able to know if you get into Fever Time. And because your EX poppers have pre-fill, you don't need to worry about getting their ultimates up because it's basically already up. And with Santa Natsuyomi having Fever Fill, you don't need to worry about getting her up. The only ones you need to worry about getting up is Orihime Natsuyomi and Summer Setsuna. You're not going to be using Noelle's ultimate because she's a bonus ball maker. And yeah, sure, that's good, but why would you get her up when you can just get Santa Natsuyomi up, who basically does the same thing? So yeah, their best team can get into Fever Time without taking damage, has incredibly high stats because they can basically have 3 UZs on a team, one of which having Fever, one of which having Unity bonus, and they have 3 Unity bonuses. So they have stats, damage, and the ability to get into Fever without taking damage. But because of the fact that Heartful has 3 Nyambo exclusives you can run, without those Nyambo exclusives, they are probably the worst tribe in the game. Because, yeah, sure, Santa Natsuyomi and Noel are free-to-play characters, and Puppet Natsuyomi is very good, and is the other option in case you don't want to run a Nyanbo exclusive. The other two options you have are not going to be as good. Heartful would be fighting Eri for last place, because you have Seinenki Hakuryu. He's a Tensei Yusen clone, so he's a damage dealer, basically. You have Fighter Ren, who is a revive character. And then you have Guardian Ren, who is a UZ, so he has stats. Afterfill Inflate 4 character, so he's very, very good. But he's not, actually, because he is an all-attacker, so he's super duper weak. But we're not worrying about that because we're allowing Nyanbo exclusives. So, Heartful is the best tribe in the game. Is the ultimate tier list. Add one droid down in the bottom with Wicked. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed me ranting about all of these tribes and how I think Heartful is the best tribe in the game. So hopefully they buff Eri and actually give Shady a triple Z rank Fast Fever and stop making clones of you, because Slippery is very much so held back by the fact that you can literally run a full team of pink and not be able to function at all. So, tell me your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you think is the best tribe. Try to argue Heartful out of first place. I very much so love to see that. I'm very much so not going to be taking your suggestions for Heartful. But for second and third, or even anything below that, argue your team. Maybe I missed something. Which, by the way, I want to say this video would not have been possible if it wasn't for this absolutely amazing spreadsheet made by the absolutely wonderful, let me just pull him up on Discord, Goose. Goose from the Puni Docs Discord. I'd very much so check out the Puni Docs Discord. I'll link it in the description. It has documents made by Mao. It has this amazing spreadsheet made by Goose. You can get Puni news as soon as they happen, basically. You can get auto-clicker help, which is what I'm doing currently, because why would I play this game non-stop? I very much so have other things I want to do, such as, by the way, I want to make another Blasters video about the Blasters Plus Plus mod. So yeah, I look forward to that. I have a lot of video ideas that I have. I'm just very lazy. But they have a lot of stuff. You can talk to actual Puni players instead of just me. It's cool. Join it. But I have not talked to anybody about this because I'm very much so shy. So I may have missed something in this absolutely enormous spreadsheet because a good example I can pull up is, let's go to Ren. We'll go to the tough one. So as you can see, Ren Tamantan form, the UZ Fast Extreme Pomper, Fast Fever Fill, and then we look up Fever Gauge. Fever Gauge fills faster when linking this Puni. And we go to the tough yokai. As you can see, Ren, he's not there. So I may have missed something because I did use this, but I did also try to just straight up use Control F to look up Fever Gauge. I did try that, so I may have missed something that absolutely buffs up one of these tribes. But in case I didn't, here is the best tribes in the game. Here's how I would rank every tribe. There's no purpose in me doing this. This is literally just for fun. And it allows me to bring up the fact that Heartful is now the best tribe in the game, in my opinion. So let me know what you think. Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm right. Praise me for being right. And yeah, look forward to not a video on this new event with Guardian Ren, because this new event sucks. I'm literally just going to grind Y points on it. And I'm saving for stamps so I can save Y points. But yeah, that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. I've never told anybody to subscribe usually, but please do. I recently hit 300 subscribers, so I'm proud of that, I guess. And yeah, in case you haven't, watch this video. This is the whatever it's called. This is the Sultanates and Skills tier list. I'm also very proud of this one. So yeah, watch that and play Puni, I guess. Bye. Sounded like I said Riz, and I'm mad because she's underaged. I mean, I am too, but like still. Put that part at the end of the video, please. Because it's dumb. I hate myself. Subscribe, by the way, because this is at the end of the video. Bye.